If you are an immigrant, undocumented or not, in the US, I am sure that you have heard of all the plans that the Trump administration plans to put in place next year. But here's the thing, we do not know the details of what they will actually do. What does it look like? Is there going to be lawsuits? We do not know. So instead of focusing on what we don't know, let's focus on what we can do today that will set you up for better success in the future. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 things that you can do today to prepare for Trump 2.0. I am U.S. Immigration Attorney Lilian Chukwurah, and I help my clients get green cards and citizenship for themselves and their families using the U.S. immigration law system. The first thing that you want to do is find out your options. You may be sitting at home not knowing if you have any options, what you may qualify for. Instead of trying to figure that out on your own, go ahead, schedule a consultation with an immigration lawyer so that they can go over your history and figure out if there is an option for you. But know this. There may be situations where they may not be an option, and you just need to know that. And that can be scary. But know that before an immigration lawyer tells you that there are no options, they have actually looked at your records. They have actually had deep conversations with you about options that may be available to you. So really take the time. Don't be scared. Take the time, schedule that consultation, and figure out if there is something that you legally qualify for. Something that will help in this process of figuring out your options is getting a copy of your immigration A file. If you are in a situation where you have ever applied for a visa, ever applied for any benefits with USCIS, you want to go ahead and get a copy of your A file from USCIS because that's going to help to find out what has happened in the past in your immigration history so that when a lawyer is looking at your case, they can actually see the full picture and be able to better help you. So you can either do the FOIA request, so Freedom of Information Act request through USCIS on your own. You can go on their website and they will be able to tell you how to do that. Or you can contact an immigration lawyer such as myself and we can do that for you. So again, really important that you're getting a consultation, and if you've ever filed anything with USCIS, had contact with immigration court, that you're getting a copy of your file. The second thing that you want to do is once you have done that consultation and you find out that you have options, you need to start right away in following through in applying for that legal status. Okay, so do not just stop at number 1. Do not just find out that you have options and then stop there. No, no, no. What you can do is once you find out that you have those options, start taking steps towards it. If you find out that you may qualify for a U visa, maybe start the step of contacting the law enforcement agency that can certify that you were helpful and can certify your U visa certification. Okay, you want to get that done as soon as possible. Some offices can take a month or so to get that back to you. So in our office, we take care of that for our clients, but you want to get started. Whatever those options are that you have, you want to start taking steps towards it. Something else is if you find out that, you need a waiver and in order to complete your process, you may have to leave the US and all of that, don't be scared. Just start. Okay? Remember, the point is that you want to start your process and get yourself towards getting legal status. All right? There's processes in place and an immigration lawyer has told you that you qualify. You meet the requirements for those processes. So you want to make sure that you are taking steps towards them. Do not stop at just getting an opinion. Do not just stop at finding out that you have options. Take steps towards making those options a reality. So file your applications, get your process going, and you will be in a better position than you are today. The third thing that you need to know is your rights, okay? Even though you may be undocumented, the U.S. Constitution still provides some protections for you. So you need to know what those protections are. The first constitutional right that you have is that you do not have to open your door if an immigration officer or agent is knocking at your door, okay? You do not have to answer any questions from an immigration agent or officer if they try to talk to you, okay? You have the right to remain silent, okay? That is not just for U.S. citizens. If you are in the U.S., you have the constitutional right to remain silent. Please use it, okay? Next one, please do not sign anything without first speaking to a lawyer, okay? Do not sign anything that they give you without first speaking with a lawyer. You have the right to speak to a lawyer. U.S. immigration will not provide you a lawyer. It's not like criminal court. U.S. immigration will not provide you a lawyer. So if you do have a lawyer, make sure that you are contacting the lawyer right away, and they have to let you speak to your lawyer. That's your constitutional right. If you are outside of your home, ask the agent if you are free to leave, okay? And if they say yes, then leave calmly. Do not run, just walk away. All right? So remember, if you are home, you do not have to open the door for them. But if you are in public and not in your home, you can ask the officer if you are free to leave. And if they say yes, you can walk away calmly. And here are some phrases that you can use if you are ever in a situation where you are faced with ICE officers. All right. First one, I do not wish to speak to you, answer your question, or sign or hand you any documents based on my Fifth Amendment right under the United States Constitution. Second one, I do not give you permission to enter my home based on my Fourth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution, unless you have a warrant to enter signed by a judge or magistrate with my name on it that you slide under the door. So these two, if you are home, right? For the second one, if you are in your home, they must have a warrant that's signed by a judge and that has your name on it, and they have to show it to you. So instead of opening the door and having them hand it to you, tell them to slide it under the door. Review it, make sure that it was signed by a judge or magistrate and that your name is on it, okay? They cannot execute a warrant that does not meet those two requirements. Third one, I do not give you permission to search any of my belongings based on my Fourth Amendment rights. Okay. Fifth one, I choose to exercise my constitutional rights. Remember, these rights are available to citizens and non-citizens. There is no distinction when it comes to Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights. So, the third thing that you can do to prepare for next year is know your rights. Going off of that, let's talk about the fourth thing that you can do, which is making sure that you have a trusted friend, a family member that has copies of your records, either your passport, a copy of how you entered the U.S., a number for your attorney, for them to call your attorney if anything was ever to happen, and have a copy of your immigration file if you did that on step one, right? So make sure that you have a trusted family or friend that has access to those documents and can get that to your attorney as soon as something happens. This part is really important because that means you need to trust somebody. You need to have someone that you can give this documentation to, that you can have this information go to. It also means that you need to memorize that person's number. Okay, you need to make sure that you know the person's number, you memorize it, so that if you are ever picked up by ICE or anything like that, you can recall their number and call them and let them know what the situation is. Another thing that you can do is if you do not have a person in your life that you can have that information go to. You can retain an attorney and just have them hold on to those documents in case something happens. Okay, so that is another option that you may want to pursue. A quick plug for the Immigrant Legal Resource Center. If you want a card or a printout of the Know Your Rights things that I talked about and want that in written form, please go ahead and go to their website. I'm going to put a link to the card in the description. You can actually download it and print it yourself and just have it. You can also screenshot it so that you have it with you at all times on your phone. So just make sure if you want a physical version of that or want it on your phone, that you go to that link and you can download. And they have it in multiple languages as well. The last and final thing that you can do is stay informed, okay? This is really, really important because as things are going to happen, just like the first time around, things moved so quickly. It was like every single Friday, Stephen Miller and all the immigration czars get together and give us a new executive order almost every single Friday. So we literally have to stay informed. You have to stay informed and up to date on everything that's going on. So you need to find trusted immigration lawyers that have pages like mine that you can go to and get that information as it's happening. You can also join the USCIS listserv where they send updates on forms and, any changes. So on the USCIS website, if you go to their news, you'll see all the changes. So as the changes are happening, right, as they're doing the executive orders, if it affects USCIS, it will be on the USCIS website. So you need to figure out what form that you prefer to get your information on and make sure you stay informed, okay? It's not just about watching the news, okay? The news can only tell you so much. You need the details of what's actually going on. So find trusted channels on YouTube and join communities where this information is being shared, because guess what? Like I said, things change very quickly with the first Trump administration, and this time around they've had 4 additional years to prepare for their executive orders. So we are expecting on that first week, a lot of executive orders. As they have said, they plan on just getting those out quickly. So we need to be prepared on our end to know what's going on. So just know whatever comes up, I will be here. I will be bringing it to you as it's happening because it moves fast, okay? It moves fast. And just make sure that you are staying informed. You are staying updated on what's going on. And this is especially if you are undocumented and may not have an application pending to get legal status, okay? If you do have an application pending to get legal status, you still want to be updated, all right? You still want to know what's going on because there may be changes on your application or there may be an additional requirement that you would need to meet now in order to get your application approved. So it's really important that you follow somebody, right? Of course, I'm going to make a plug for me to be that person. However, follow an immigration lawyer that is going to give you the information, all right? Follow multiple immigration lawyers. There's multiple of us here on YouTube that give you accurate information as it's coming out. So make sure that you're following that and staying up to date on what's going on. Do not just block out the news, right? Do not block out the updates, because I know when we get scared, we think that if we don't hear it, then it doesn't exist. But guess what? Even if you don't hear it, it still exists. So you need to be informed on what's going on so that you can better plan on how to move about during the next administration. Now, a quick recap. Remember, number 1, you want to find out if you have any immigration options that will get you from where you are today to having legal status. And you want to also get your immigration file in order to make that
a lot easier on yourself. Secondly, you want to make sure that whatever you do qualify for, that you are putting those applications in as soon as you can. Number three, you need to make sure that you know your rights, because even though you are undocumented, you have constitutional rights that still protect you. So you need to make sure that you know what those are. And then number four, you need to have a trusted person that has copies of your documentation, that knows who your lawyer is, that can get information to your lawyer if, let's say, you're picked up by ICE. You can also have those documentation with an immigration lawyer so that they're ready to go if your family contacts them. And then finally, stay informed, know what's going on, and how it can potentially affect your case. Thank you all so much for joining me. And as always, if you would like a consultation, I am a U.S. immigration attorney. I am happy to do that for you. You can go to my website, lilylegal.com, and click on Contact Us, and go ahead and schedule a consultation right on the website. Or you can call my office at 508-443-1788 to schedule your free 30-minute consultation with me. Like I said, I moved my free consultations from 15 minutes to 30 minutes because I know a lot of you are scared and we would need more time to figure out options. So feel free to schedule that free consultation with me, and I will continue bringing you any update that we have on the changes that may be coming up next year.